Anyway, this next fellow is like a son to me, Michael Rose. He's a real bifurcation. He's a young man, this slender reed, and an ancient soul inside of him. Gives me great pleasure, Michael Rose.
For the less tall among us, this is just right. Okay, so this poem is, the first poem I'm going to read is called At Temple, because I spend a good amount of time going to temple, not too much time, but my wife goes there, so I accompany. Here we go. At Temple. The trunk of Ganesh is soft like the spiraling knot of a tree. Gently, feelings dip from eyes like vines. A soft knowledge sifts in the offering bowl, settles into pages of prayer books where smoke sips. Ganesh gives this light to me. Pale blue devas, delicate like porcelain, break the stillness of their faking. One grants me smiles and a wink. This is a magic few can see, but I have. The Lord Shiva, with his million limbs and faces, cast notice upon me. You fool, he says. Do you see? We are both men of many millions of faces. Blend with the light. Drink this blessing from the goblet of your heart. I see a son cast love upon his mother. A mother cast her soul out into the air. Incense surrounds. And one can feel a Holy Ghost witness the placement of his hand upon her foot. No thing more beautiful than this has known the world since first light itself was born, I believe. This here's as light itself, a mother, a son, and spiraling spells barely known to their most intent casters. Ah, the bluest goddess stirs. She always stirs in blue. Here, grandmother's dress drinks me in like the vacuum of a teacup, and I, a pitcher, am pulled and made to fall in love once again. The sweet blueness calls the gold embroidery, a spiraling gilded stave or leaf. The pine skin calls the woodlands within me to bathe deeply in a wet earth, and to toss its loose scales behind me, head to noon earth, ego to wont dirt. Her saps so elapse, stick to me, combs of some amber resin. I belong here, beside the gown of the blue goddess, the ropey black veil of sweet life within, calling us all homeward once again. And the other poem doesn't torture. It's not too long, but it's 2 pages, but it's a little dense. Hopefully you like it. I call it Dissemination or On Courage, and it kind of speaks to the sort of internal process one goes through when one is seeking courage. And but it's kind of layered in metaphors of different kinds. Rims of a leaf unfold before me. Alas, these limits have stood for far too long. I wish to curl into the pure air, to brown in fall, to return now to my bud like a light returning to the hand of the dark. Ambrosia veins, rusting edges, chipping skin. If my fingers might venture to the palm of my roots, I might then be unafraid. But I know not death at fall. Too, I know not the courage of life during summer when the timbers of spring have been surpassed, and the hope of growth is so no longer. I pine and pause. In dream, I postpone the angst of being less than others wish that I be. I am not the lavender song you wished or hoped for. I am the lavender weed who peeks his head into your lawn in early spring, the little flower my father loves and my small brother smells. Can I not be myself, I ask, and keep still all that I have? Must my heart flood out to the streets with the wash? Must I seize the world by the horns? I suffer long, my eyes to the crescent of the moon in that long week for which it elapses. I want for what the Vajrayana monk does, solitude, peace. But is not the Mahayana path the greater, wanting its courage and the illusions of life? Truth is, all this talk leads me far from the root. The root is deep like the core of the earth, molten like the logic of truth or the pining of the human heart. With courage there sleeps soft the wrinkled cheek of fear. Yet for neither courage nor fear might there not perhaps sleep a lever wider than the little world? A straight eye thinks I might see the lever here in the vaults of the galactic tower. What madness drinks from the moans of a billion soft treading feet? What kingliness stirs in the ancient air as the trees do? I hear him atop the water, telling the panic of a rocking ship to calm and the storm to cease. What lever is this that tames the riddle? What riddle is this that sails like driftwood? A river flows wildly, a sea moans gayfully. Insects flee to the rocks and the sweet-smelling earth. The riddle catches onto a rock near the bank. Why do the insects flock? Why do the riddles catch? Neither man nor God can suspend above water with courage or fear there at the bells of his heart. There can be no bells. There by rocking sea there can be only silence. Here, beside the bells, the Shakyamuni dances without a sound in his heart. He listens out, not to the songs of the mind, but the symphonies of the earth. The lavender bush and the purple weed grow upon the earth in silence. Neither postpones. The chiming bells are as sweet as the little child with his fragrant flower beside my aging gentle father. There I find not courage but a weightless and beautiful lever. Thank you.